Hey guys, thank you for tuning in for my Wednesday night update. I hope you guys are doing great, especially with what's going on right now with Ukraine and Russia, because it's been like a week. It's been like a week since it all started. Where like Russia, if you're living under a rock, like Russia invaded Ukraine for no reason, like as in like it wasn't provoked. But I've been hearing a lot of pundits. And they're saying, "Why is Putin doing this?" And he said he's securing his legacy because he's 70 years old and he wants to restore the Soviet Union as it was once before. Because for some reason, like the communists over there, they romanticize that, So he wants to get Ukraine before it gets into like the NATO nations, like the EU. And I've been hearing a lot of stuff, and what's crazy is that I'm watching these different newscasts, and everybody, it seems like everybody has their own agenda, and I'm trying to find the raw information, like just pure news without it being slanted on either side. You know what I mean? And if you guys know some kind of news outlet or some kind of podcast or something that's like neutral, I'm not talking about NPR because NPR still has their agenda, Like something just pure news. I would love to hear it because it sucks. I don't know if you guys heard this, but they I think the day before they Russia bombed this Jewish memorial site in the Ukraine where 30,000 Jews were killed. They were slaughtered there, and they found it kind of like very. It was terrible that they bombed that site where 70 years ago, these Jews were massacred there, and they bombed that site, and it's like kind of like history repeating over, and not since like World War II have we seen an invasion like this before, and it's it sucks. We're just getting out of the pandemic. Summer's coming along, and things are finally starting to look normal. I'm not talking about inflation. I'm just talking about like everything else. And now like with this, the potential of I don't know, people are talking about World War III, and now that Putin's like threatening like he has nuclear capabilities of hitting anybody who gets in the way of his agenda. It's kind of incredible. It's kind of like it feels like we're living like in some kind of Stanley Kubrick film, like Doctor Strangelove. It's just like I don't know. It's terrible. And now, well, who's coming out like right now? Who's looking really good is the president of Ukraine, President Zelensky. I didn't know this, but the guy started out as a stand-up comedian. He was in Dances with the Stars, and like he was in the sitcom over there, and he's basically like they elected an entertainer to be their president, and right now he's kicking ass. Like I don't know if you guys heard, but like the U.S. offered a ride for him to get out of the Ukraine, and he said, "I don't need a flight out of this country. What we need is ammunition because he's staying there to fight." And you see him wearing the fatigues, and he's a politician. He's there protecting his country, and it's very inspiring. Like that, that's what a leader should do. Not hunker in the bunkers with like the elites, but fighting with the people to save his nation. And that's pretty incredible. I don't know what you guys think about that, but it's pretty crazy. But enough of the the madness that's going around around us. Let's go on some lighter stuff, a lighter update. So enough with that. So anyways, this week I was supposed to work from home, but I was setting everything up right, and I was like really stoked because like fuck yeah, like I'm gonna wake up at 6:30, clock in at 6:30, be able to get out like at 2, have the rest of my day to work out, do things, and then as I was setting up the night before I clock in the morning, like found out that the IT guys forgot to give me the plug-in to the wall, so I couldn't like I had everything else but the very thing that gives me power. It was like God mocking me. uh because like today in the morning, like it was like I'm going to work, I was feel like I was trying to stay positive. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna get that cord, I'm not gonna bitch about it, it's just like whatever. I worked in the office forever in my life, you know what I mean, like I could wait one more day before I get to work from home. And traffic, of course, it was terrible today because it's hump day, and of course coming back home, it took me a little bit longer to get back home because of the traffic. And I just can't wait until tomorrow because I got the piece. I'm hoping like after my update, I'm gonna connect everything and see if it works, and I hope to God that works because Thursdays, I noticed Thursdays is way worse on the traffic going coming back home for some reason. I think it's because people take Friday off. But yeah, I'll let you guys know. But what was crazy this week, also the day before, I was I was this close from being in a very bad traffic accident. So I was on the 405. The it was steady traffic. Cars were moving, and then to my left, there's this car that just speeds out of nowhere, and like there's smoke under the tires, like it just came back from time. You know what I mean? And and I and then she starts swerving, right, like some kind of like video game, and then she starts spinning out of control like over and over again. And I was in front of her. I was like seeing everything. I saw the terror in that woman's eyes as she was spun out of control on the freeway. And for some miracle, she didn't get in the car crash, and I was totally able to dodge that accident. And it jarred me, because that's so, I'm like, damn, what a way to start the day, and I was like, I was just getting the feeling like it was like a bad omen, you know what I mean? That's like, I better start working from home before something bad happens to me going to work or coming back from work. I don't know. I just feel very cynical. It's like something's out to get me. And watch, I end up choking on a cracker at home. But yeah, so I'll let you guys know what's going on with my work update. But what else? Oh yeah, and you know what? I've been on my last updates. I was talking about Futurama. That Futurama is coming back, and then I had a last update where John DiMaggio, he wasn't coming back to the series because they weren't paying enough money for for what the show deserves. As like he was saying that everybody should get paid the same, and so because of the fans and because of the outcry that they needed Bender, like John DiMaggio is back on, the Futurama that's coming back next year for a 20 episode run, and he says, "I'm back, baby," and it's good. Like this is like a very good positive thing that's going on right now in the world of pop culture because you can't have Futurama without Bender. You know what I mean? It's like you just can't. It's like bringing back Married with Children without Peggy. Or like it's like you need that character that's part like Futurama, Bender's Futurama, the same with like Fry's Futurama, the same with Leela. That's the show, um so I'm really excited that they got John back for the Futurama reboot, and I hope it's good. I mean, it should be good because it's being helmed by Matt Groening, like the original creators of Futurama, so they're the ones who are producing the show. So I think it's just going to be good. um, and another thing that's going on this week is the Batman's coming out. I think it came out yesterday, and I guess the controversy right now is with AMC because they're charging a premium on the tickets for the Batman. Because of the rest of the movies that they're playing at the AMC is going to be like a regular price, but they're bumping up the ticket price for the Batman movie because everybody wants to go see it, and because of the pandemic, they want to recoup their, I guess, their losses. And they've been doing this model over like in Europe. They've been doing that forever in Europe. They were charging a premium for the movie, and they're trying it out this week on the Batman movie. And I think that's stupid. I think that's very corporate of them for them to do. I'm like, it should just be the price. It's always been that way, and for them to do that, it's just I think that's a dick move. You know what I mean? But if you don't like it, you can just go somewhere else, right? We have what, Edwards and Harkins, and what other like theater companies out there? I think those are just it. um, but yeah, supply and demand. Yeah, you are absolutely right. Supply and demand, and that is capitalism, right? But I actually have my tickets for this Sunday to watch the Batman movie, and I'm taking the Monday off because I'm gonna, it's an 8 o'clock showing, but since it's like a 3 hour long movie, or we're gonna be expected to get out of there like close to 12, so I'm not gonna go back because it's gonna take me a while to go back to sleep because like when for me, like it takes me like a long time to actually like my brain to shut off. So instead of stressing about like, oh, I got to work the next day and not enjoy the movie, it's like, you know what, I got the hours. I'm gonna take the day off. I'm gonna watch the movie on Sunday, wake up a little late on Monday, and just enjoy my day and reflect on the movie. Because I so far I heard critics are calling this movie a murder mystery that so happens to have the Batman in it, and that line was very enticing to me. I'm like, ooh, I wonder what that means, you know. And I've been seeing stills and some clips of the Batman, and it looks fucking sick. It looks pretty cool, and I really like the director Matt Reeves, and he was the guy who was responsible for the revamp of Planet of the Apes, and I like the revamp of the Planet of the Apes, and I think he's going to do a great job for the Batman franchise. And oh yeah, and thanks you guys for commenting. My aunt Anna, she said hi, mijo, and Kate says that's good. Supply and demand, and to hell with work. To hell with work, exactly. But I need it because I need to pay my bills and I need to survive. But I've been also my, and also on another update. I've been on this horror movie kick, and this past Saturday wasn't no exception. I was trying to watch like a scary movie, and they're like the pickings were. I mean, I had like a lot of movies there, but I gave one movie a shot, even though it looked really dumb. It was the Curse of the Llorona. The Llorona movie that came out. I think Warner Brothers produced it, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was awful. It was the same guys who did like the Insidious. That the whole world. It was part of that world. And I don't know. I just felt like the movie kind of pandered to the my culture. But I didn't like it. I don't know if you guys watched it. It wasn't anything new. It didn't seem as it was supposed to be like like a scary suspenseful movie, but I was watching it. I was just going through the scenes, going through the motions. I wasn't really like like really connected to the story. Even though it was like the Llorona kills her kids, you're supposed to connect with it, but I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't like it, and it was kind of bummer because like it was like an hour. It was a close to 2 hour movie, and I don't know. Some people will find it entertaining, but I didn't like it, and I thought it was a waste of time. What movies have you guys been watching this past weekend? I've been watching Euphoria, and I'm like, what's really cool about Euphoria is that it's the cinematography, like the camera work, like the production design, the visual effects. Uh, like there was this episode in Euphoria where it took place at a carnival, and they were doing these crazy like tracking shots where they're following every character in their own separate storylines in this like perfect camera movement. I know they probably did like some kind of trick where like they edited it and they kind of like spliced it together, but the way they were shooting the sequence was really good. Like it was impressive. And I was just thinking about, it's like, wow, what a stressful situation to get these shots perfectly as they're shooting in a carnival scene. So they're controlling everything around you. You know what I mean? The fireworks going off in the background, and like the Ferris wheel, like the noise, like the crowd control. It just like it seems if you weren't prepared to shoot that scene, it would have been a complete disaster. And I give them props. It was a really good episode too. It was what I was supposed to feel in that horror movie. I felt in that episode, because there was like a moment, it's like where my heart was beating for one of the characters. Like, oh my god, what the fuck's gonna happen? And that show's really good. I think I don't know. It's not a show for everybody because it's really graphic. I mean, like it's like every episode has like a dick shot. You know what I mean? And in my head, I'm like, finally, a show with balls. But yeah, it's. I think if you like that type of like drama, you'll enjoy this show. But if you're looking for lighthearted stuff, this is not that show, Euphoria. I think you should go watching Ted Lasso, which we're almost done with it, the second season, and it's a very what I like about Ted Lasso is like an underdog story, and the characters that you disliked in the first season, you start liking in the second season because they're redeeming their character, and it's a well written show. It's funny, Sometimes since the premise of the show is where like they take an American coach, and he's coaching a team in the UK, so the actors, I can't understand what they're saying half the time. You know what I mean? I have to have like the what's it called, like the captions down in the bottom to read what they're saying, because like they're speaking English, but they're speaking like a funny type of English. Um, I don't understand it. I'm like, wait, what's going on? What they say? And like it's only until like after they're done saying their dialogue it clicks what they say. Like, oh, they said this, you know. But yeah, but it's a good show, and I think you guys should check it out. Let's see. Oh yeah, Deb, haha, good one. And oh, hold on, let me. My mouth is parched. But other than that, guys, everything's been doing. It's been okay. You know, we're still adjusting with you know, my dad being gone, and it's just I know it's like I'm bringing the update down, but uh, my family's been feeling it now. Now that my dad has been not, he hasn't been with us for 3 months, and I gave him some flowers. I replenished his plot this weekend because my mother wanted me to go because she was feeling down. She didn't feel, she was feeling depressed, and she asked me, "It's like there's no flowers at your father's spot. Can you go there and give him some?" I was like, "Sure, absolutely," And I did that, and I was when I was buying the flowers, I started to choke up because they were playing music that he listened to, my parents listened to in the background, and I started feeling it. I started crying. And I'm like, oh, keep it together, Christian. You know what I mean? Don't lose it in front of this poor girl who's cashing you out. But I held it together, and I went to my father's spot, and I laid some flowers, spent time with him, and what's crazy, like doing this now, that this is now my normal. There's a lot of people who do that all the time, as in, like, it almost seems like you're going to a park. You see all these families just hanging out with their loved ones, and just like having a picnic, or just laying down next to them and just reading a book, just spending time, like, next to them. And I never thought people did that, because I was never part of that. And it's like the cemetery is always like, it's always full, like, on the weekends. It seems it's like a park, and it's sad, and it's also like, it's cool that it's cool that people go there to to not to keep the spirit alive of their loved ones. You know what I mean? They're not crying, they're just spending time with them, even though they can't talk to them. The thought that they're right there, and they could cope with the loss, and still honor them. It's really touching, and I'm now part of that community. And but yeah, it's like, just to bring it back to a lighter note. We're doing good. You know what I mean? I'm there for my mom, and I'm talking to my brothers. We're all like sharing our emotions, and but we're all good. I know a lot of people have been reaching out to me, saying of how I've been and all that, and I really appreciate your concerns. And but we're doing good. It's never gonna there's unless there with grief, it's not linear. You know what I mean? You just can't get over it. You just learn to deal with it. And it's okay. And I know my father would be proud of what I've been doing, and this show. And I'm really glad that you guys are checking me out on my story, on my journey. And I'm working really hard to secure another episode for us, like a good like our last episode where I interviewed Javier Rodriguez. Like, he had some personal stories of him and Carlos Santana. If you guys want to listen to that, please go on Spotify, follow us there on that platform, and on YouTube and on Facebook, which we're watching this update right now. And I have some topics. Like, I have to hash things out, I have to coordinate things. But once I secure the next episode, I'll let you guys know in my next update. But I hope you guys are doing great. And also, I'll see you guys next time. It's almost the weekend, just 2 more days, and pray to God that my equipment works tonight, so I don't have to go in the office tomorrow, because I don't want to wear pants. I just want to wear shorts all day, man. But okay, guys, have a good night. Talk to you soon. Bye.